Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. I am a little bit more zoomed out than I usually am, but if I zoomed in anymore, I looked topless, so I wanted to make sure you guys knew that I was actually wearing something. In today's video, I wanted to do something with purple and gold, and this is what I came up with. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button so you can see more of my videos. I post every Wednesday and every Saturday. Anything I use will be listed down in the description box below. If you'd like to see how I do this, then keep on watching. For my brows, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Brow Lift to brush them out. To fill my brows in, I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Powder Duo in the shade Soft Brown. And the brush I'm going to be using is their number 12 eyebrow brush. For concealer on my eyes, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Light Ivory. And with this, a little goes a long way, so I'm only going to use like a dab. To set my eyes before I start on the eyeshadow, I'm going to use a little bit of translucent powder. This is the Hydra Perfect by L'Oreal Paris. And I'm just using like a highlighter brush for this. The palette I'm going to be using is the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette. It's just got like a bunch of different colors in it. I'm going to be using the purples in it. This palette doesn't have shade names, so I'm not going to be able to give you shade names. The first shade I'm going to be using is like a light lavender color. And I'm using a BareMinerals brush, and it's called the Blender. I'm just going to use this to pack this color onto my eye. And first I'm going to focus on the eyelid, because that's where I want the majority of the color to be at. And then I'm going to blend it out slowly. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but I don't know if it's just because of me looking in the viewfinder or if the lighting in here is really bad because of the window. It's probably the window. One day I'll get curtains. One day. I'm going to take a wipe and just clean up underneath of my eye a little bit. I've been into a lot of yellows this week and like last week. I'm going to use a shimmer gold shade for the inner corner, and I'm going to use the HudaBeauty Rose Gold Edition palette, and there's a shade in here called 24K. I'm going to use that. I'm going to put it in my inner corner. I'm going to use a Morphe M213 to kind of blend that in with the purple a little bit. I'm going to use that brush and add a little bit of product on it to kind of give more of a focus on where I want it to be at. Before I finish my eyes, I'm going to go to my face really quick. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Light Ivory again. And to me, this is a more full coverage concealer than I prefer. I don't actually prefer full coverage, so I'm going to try and use the littlest as possible, if that even makes any sense. Probably should have waited to do the inner corner after I did my face. Oh well, we'll just go back in. Be okay. For contour, I'm going to use the NYX Wonder Stick. The brush I'm using is a GS3 brush. For blush, I'm going to use the PLouise Cosmetic Base in the shade Blowing Bubbles. I use this one a lot because I love it. That might be a lot for my forehead, but it'll be fine. Just using a round face brush to blend this out. I do notice with these cosmetic bases, if you let them sit for just a little too long, they don't want to blend out very well. So like I put 2 dots here and I could still kind of see the 2 dots. Just FYI, I'm not mad about it. It's just that something I've noticed. So makes it a little bit harder to blend them out, but if you blend them out immediately, they blend out very well. I want to add some fake freckles, so I'm going to use a very pointed, this is a BS small brush. It's a very pointed brush, and I'm using the darkest shade in this e.l.f. palette. This is a contour palette. I'm just going to take this with the product on it and just kind of dab randomly. Just going to use a setting mist to wet this beauty blender. I'm going to use the back of just like a regular beauty blender and just kind of dab those to kind of blend them in. I lied. I can't get into the crease of my nose. To help set some of those creams, I'm going to use the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist by e.l.f. And while that dries, I'm going to use a JS1 to kind of press it into my skin with all of that stuff. And this should help blend everything in together. For setting powder, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Paris Hydra Perfect. It is the translucent 916. And I'm using a tapered fluffy brush. For bronzer, I'm going to use the Butter Bronzer, the Sunkissed bronzer. The brush I'm using is an e.l.f. pointed powder brush. Now I'm going to go back to my eyes. For my under eye, I'm going to use that same purple shade that I used on my eyelid, and I'm going to use a small blending brush by Morphe. Trying not to poke myself in the eye, but it's not working out. Now, because some of that yellow shimmer went away when I did my face, I'm going to go back in and reapply it. And I'm using that 213 brush again to give it a more precise application, and then blend it into the purple, both on the top lid and the bottom. For mascara, I'm going to use the Benefit mascara. It's called They're Real. For eyeliner, I'm going to use the NYX Epic Ink Liner in the shade Black. This is a tint number 2 with this one. Not super even, but it's probably the best they're gonna get. Sooner or later I'll get better at eyeliner, but for right now, struggling. I'm sure I'm not the only one. So if you're out there struggling with eyeliner, you're not alone. For highlighter, I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills MoonChild palette. There are these purples in here, and I really want to try one of them. I think I'm going to try the purple Horseshoe. I might have used too much on my cheek, but it's fine. For setting mist, I'm going to use the MAC Fix Plus Gold Light, and it's got like some gold shimmers in it. You can see I'm like swirling around in there. I'm going to use that to give it more of a gold sheen. There we go. For lip liner, I'm going to use the Kylie Jenner lip liner, and this is the shade True Brown K, I think is what it's called. For lipstick, I'm going to use the Jeffree Star Velour lipstick in the shade Nathan. I want to add a little bit of shine to the lips as well, so I'm going to use the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme. So this is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I like hearing y'all's feedback, so please comment down below with anything you'd like to tell me or any future videos you'd like to see. Until next time, bye.